Welcome to episode 3 of Quantum Logic. I'm your host, Spencer Scott. And in the last episode, we discussed artificial general intelligence. But today, we're going to talk about artificial intelligence and how autonomous weapons are redefining warfare in the 21st century. So let me start off for a bit of history. So back in 2021, I started my journey with drones during the COVID lockdowns. I went into the hobby pretty hard and watched a lot of first-person view drone videos on YouTube. I was obsessed. I loved the cinematography and the aerial acrobatics that some content creators were publishing online. I did a lot of research and decided to buy a small drone and an external radio controller. I actually had a lot of fun flying it around the house, doing tricks, and eventually, after a few months, I bought myself a DJI FPV drone. You basically wear goggles and can pilot the drone with a remote controller, and it transmits the video from the drone back to you in real time. And you can maneuver it around, and it is especially helpful when you're trying to navigate your way through trees or obstacles. So when I was researching this topic of AI and autonomous weapon systems, I was really surprised at how fast the development of this technology has evolved, and especially in its application in modern warfare. But before we dive deeper into today's topic, I wanted to shine a light on a name that keeps popping up when we talk about the intersection of defense tech and artificial intelligence. Have you heard of Palmer Luckey? He's the Hawaiian shirt and shorts wearing CEO of Anduril, which develops advanced autonomous systems. Now, you might know Palmer as the guy behind Oculus, the virtual reality headset that helped kick off a whole new wave of immersive tech. That company was bought by Facebook in 2014 for a cool $2 billion. But what's really interesting is what he did next. After leaving Facebook, Palmer shifted his focus to defense. He founded Anduril Industries in 2017, which is a startup that's not just riding the AI wave, but actively reshaping how modern warfare looks. Anduril develops autonomous systems for military use, like AI-driven surveillance towers, drones, and smart border tech. Their products fuse real-time data with machine learning to create what Luckey calls software-defined warfare. It's a bold take, but that's Palmer in a nutshell. Love him or hate him, he's dragged the defense world into a Silicon Valley tempo, which is faster, smarter, and fully committed to AI as the backbone of future security. Okay, so we're going to now talk about the rise of autonomous warfare. Let's get into it. So, imagine a battlefield where decisions are made in milliseconds by machines. No human in the loop, no delay, just action. Drones operating on their own, guided by artificial intelligence. I mean, this sounds like science fiction, right? But it's actually happening. And it's changing everything we thought we knew about warfare. For centuries, warfare evolved slowly. But now, we're seeing what some call the third revolution in warfare. Nations like the US, China, Russia, and Israel, to name a few, are racing to develop AI-powered drones. These are systems capable of independent operation, mission planning, target identification, and lethal engagement. Swarm technology is a big part of this. Think of dozens or hundreds of drones, moving like a flock of birds, sharing data and coordinating attacks. Europe, for example, is rapidly developing swarm drones to reinforce NATO's future defense strategy. Let's look at how this tech is used today. Nowhere in this transformation of AI-powered weapons is it more visible than in Ukraine right now, in 2025. Faced with a much larger military force as its enemy, Ukraine turned to agility and innovation. They began mass-producing cheap, customizable drones and integrating AI to improve accuracy. This isn't just cost-effective, it's deadly effective. Ukrainian forces use drones not only for surveillance, but for targeted strikes. AI models assist with identifying threats in real time, adjusting to battlefield dynamics faster than any human could. As of March 2025, Ukraine has the capability to produce over 5 million first-person view drones per year, which is about 4,000 a day. This is asymmetrical warfare. Autonomous drones have changed the game. We're seeing AI-powered drones used for everything from scouting enemy positions to carrying out precision strikes against troops and tanks, all with minimal human input. It's fast, it's flexible, and honestly, feels like we're watching the future of combat unfold in real time. But it's not one-sided. To fight back, both sides are using electronic warfare to jam signals, radar systems to spot and shoot drones out of the sky, and even other drones armed with nets to intercept them mid-air. And how is this new technology redefining military strategy? It's not just about drones. The entire battlefield is being redefined. The tank, once the king of ground combat, now it's being questioned. Can it survive in a world of cheap, smart flying hunters? The US Army says tanks must adapt or die. Meanwhile, the US Navy is investing in uncrewed warships capable of autonomous patrols and long-range missions without putting sailors at risk. These ships can loiter for months and strike when commanded. The US Air Force's Golden Horde program and DARPA's Offset project are developing swarming drones that can make decisions collectively, rerouting mid-mission if targets change or losses occur. These swarms can overwhelm air defenses and operate with minimal human intervention. NATO and the US is another example. They're both developing the Joint All-Domain Command and Control Systems, where AI fuses data across air, land, sea, and space, and cyber to provide commanders with faster, data-driven decisions. China's PLA is investing in intelligentized warfare, which involves AI-based cyber offense and defense systems that can adapt, learn, and exploit vulnerabilities faster than traditional tools. Russia claims its Kalibr cruise missiles and Iskander ballistic missiles are supported by AI-based guidance enhancements, improving target selection and countermeasure evasion. They are also developing stealthy combat drones designed to operate alongside crewed aircraft like the Su-35. Yet with every advancement comes the growing unease of what might happen when speed, autonomy, and firepower converge without the stabilizing influence of human judgment. And that really is where ethics comes in. Let's pause for a moment, not to marvel at the tech, but to confront a haunting question. Should machines have the power to kill? The rise of lethal autonomous weapons, often called LAWs, has drawn sharp concern from ethicists, lawmakers, and military leaders alike. These aren't remote-controlled drones. They're machines that can select, track, and eliminate a target without human input. There's a growing debate about whether we should always keep a human decision-maker in the loop. But in the fog of war, with split-second decisions needed, is that even feasible? Then, you've got the accountability crisis. If an AI drone mistakenly strikes a civilian convoy, who's responsible? The programmer? The commander? Or no one? And this isn't just theoretical. The United Nations and various NGOs are pushing for treaties to ban or restrict fully autonomous weapons. But nations are divided. Some see these systems as a strategic necessity. Here's one of the major problems I see with this technology. AI doesn't have a conscience. It doesn't understand context. It can calculate risk, but not remorse. And when the line between combatant and civilian is algorithmically defined, the moral cost of war may grow far beyond the battlefield. And of course, we also have to consider what happens around cybersecurity. Well, this could definitely be another podcast just on its own, and that actually might be a future episode. As autonomous drones and AI systems become more advanced, cybersecurity is emerging as a critical requirement. From GPS and sensor spoofing to hijacked software updates and adversarial machine learning, attackers have multiple ways to disrupt or take control of drones. These aren't just hypotheticals. Real-world tests have shown how easily drones can be manipulated mid-flight. As these drones become more common in both military and civilian life, the bigger question isn't just what they can do, but how secure they really are. So what could the future look like on the battlefield? Well, the future, in my view, of AI autonomous weapons systems could take us into some seriously uncharted territory. We're talking about machines that not only carry out missions, but make real-time decisions on the battlefield, who to target, when to strike, all without human input. I mean, it really does sound like science fiction, but it's edging closer to reality. On one hand, this could mean faster, more precise operations with fewer boots on the ground. That means less casualties, less soldiers. But on the other hand, it opens a huge can of worms around accountability, ethics, and the risks of machines making life or death calls. The real challenge, I think, will be figuring out how to keep the tech in check before the pace of innovation outruns our ability to regulate it. We've covered a lot today, from Palmer Luckey's high-speed vision for defense tech, to the stark reality of drone warfare in Ukraine, and to how hackers can manipulate autonomous weapons systems. These aren't just hypotheticals anymore. And as we race forward with machine intelligence shaping battlefields and rewriting the rules of conflict, let's not forget one simple truth. It's not just about what AI can do, it's about what we choose to let it do. If this episode sparked something in you, share it, drop a rating, and keep the conversation going online. And until next time, stay curious, and as always, stay human. Bye now.